Hey guys, and welcome to my kitchen today. So I'm going to show you how to make my recipe for banana fritters that's in the book. And as mentioned before, it is basically my scone dough that is doubling up for this banana fritter dough. And what it is a little pastry in which we are going to place a piece of banana, and I'm going to close and seal it tight so that it looks like a little banana dumpling almost. And then I'm going to deep fry it, and then when it comes out of the oil, it goes into a warm simple syrup, and that's it. Absolutely delicious. So I've got some self-raising flour in my bowl, just plain self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising flour, you can use all-purpose flour with a little bit of baking powder. And then I've got some sugar, a little bit of salt, and some butter. So remember, the quantities is in the recipe and in the book. And what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to crumble this through like that. And there's no other way to do this by hand. Really very simple, guys. So the process that I'm doing now, you could easily be making scones as well. So I'm going to use this dough for my banana fritter. I also want to show you a nice nifty little trick with this. You can take this one step further and even make a little twisted sister with it. So I call it my twisted sisters. But so that's what I want, more or less. You can see little bits of butter in it, simple. Once again, some raising flour, butter, salt, sugar. And then I'm using this measuring cup. So this is a 250 ml cup, and you can see that I've got 1 egg in it. And how do I determine the liquid? I simply take my milk, or you can take buttermilk, and then I fill up the cup. And that is more or less the amount of liquid that I'm going to need. So I'm always going to keep the milk nearby, and I'm always going to keep extra flour nearby in case we need either. Okay, but you're looking for a dough that you are able to work with. It shouldn't be sticky at all. So I'm just going to break that up. As simple as that. So firstly, I'm going to take my spoon and mix that in, and already now I'm going to start to gauge, am I going to need more liquid, am I going to need more flour? Let's see what it looks like. At this stage it looks as if though I'm going to need a little bit of milk. Remember, the size of your egg also determines the liquid size that you're going to, the quantity of liquid you're going to, and that's actually perfect. This egg was obviously smaller, so I think about an extra large egg would be brilliant. So I'm gently just going to add a little bit of flour, and then I'm going to get my hand in there. So if I was making scones, guys, this is where I would stop. I would not take this any further. And then what I would do, I would actually pat it down like this with my hand, and then I would take, for example, a cookie cutter and cut that out. But we're not doing scones today, so I am gonna need this just a little bit more. So it's the same recipe, but I want this dough to be a little bit more pliable, and the reason being, I'm actually going to roll it out and cut little squares so that I can actually form my dumplings. Okay, and then you obviously need some vegetable oil. You need vegetable oil to fry this in. So olive oil won't work, just plain vegetable oil. And this is what I'm looking for. You can see that. So I'm going to cut this in half and leave this one side, and we're only going to work with the one piece. A little bit more flour. Let's give ourselves some room. And in the same cup here, I'm just going to take some water so that I can almost water wash it to seal it tight. And I've got my little rolling pin, and I'm simply going to roll it. Simply going to roll it. This is what I'm doing, but I actually just want to show you how thin it should be, because I can tell you in the recipe, but it's obviously better to show you. Guys, you could see that was really so easy to mix. I'm going to take you through it again. It's your flour, self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising flour, then all-purpose flour and a little bit of baking powder, and salt, a tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to mix that together first. You're going to crumble the butter into the flour, and then you've got your egg in a 250 ml measuring cup, a baking cup, and just fill it up with a little bit of milk. Always keep some milk and flour on standby so that you know if you need it, you don't have to go scratching in the cupboards again. So this is what I want. Guys, I'm a big advocate for kitchen equipment and tools. I love my little gadgets. So this is my pastry cutter. I'm simply going to cut this into almost a little square. And remember, you don't have to be perfect with this. So I'm going to go like this and like this. And then I'm simply going to make almost like rectangular shapes. And of course, what you could do, you could also just use a round cookie cutter. You could use a round cookie cutter. So I'm just going to wash my hands. I'll be back in a second so that I can show you how to make these little dumplings. Guys, I'm back. So I'm simply going to take this piece of dough, and I want you to see how thin it is, about 3 millimeters, 2 to 3 millimeters. And I'm going to take a banana. I try to use ripe bananas, plonk that over like that, put a little bit of water, and simply close it. And that's it. I always want to ensure that I've sealed that properly. And then the next one, I always try to use ripe bananas. So you could really you know, shake things up a little bit here. You can put a slice of apple in here. I've even put some chocolate in here. Completely up to you. Maybe apple with cinnamon and a little bit of brown sugar. There's another idea. And then of course I'm also going to use this to make little twisted sisters. So I didn't put the recipe in the book because it's literally the same dough of the scone and the banana fritters, but I am going to show you how to plait them and what they end up looking like. So you can see it's really very easy. Oh, this is so delicious, absolutely delicious, and so easy to make. And the ones that are fried, if you had extra, you really don't have to eat all of them in one day. You could also if you wanted to, but you can Ziploc bag it and put it in the freezer. I just want to put some flour here that I want them to stick. You can see how quick and easy and simple that is. Really very easy. Let's do 1, 2 more, 1 more. It's really very easy. I kind of just squeeze them so you can see I've got a little banana dumpling. Guys, so I'm back. So I wanted to show you, I've taken the second piece of dough, and this time I've actually rolled it a little bit thicker. You can see it's just a teeny bit thicker to make the twisted sisters or the little twisty donuts. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it smack down like that. And then each one of these, I'm going to do little plaits with it. 1, 2, 3, and I take it all the way through. 1, 2, and the third one I take it all the way through. So each one of these are going to become little donuts. 2, 3, 1, 2, and the third one all the way through. 1, you just stop just before you get to the top. 2, and the third one all the way. So I want to show you, I'm just going to simply plait this as if though you're plaiting hair or braiding, like that. And then I'm going to pinch it at the bottom, and then this bit, cut it open and plait it further. And then what I have, a little plaited a little plaited bread that we are going to fry and also dunk in the sugar. And guess what? These are just as nice as the banana fritters. Easy peasy. So you're getting 2 desserts out of 1 dough. So I haven't put this recipe in the book for the Twisted Sisters. I do make mention of it though, but I'm actually showing you here that this is what you can do. So just plait this in any which way you want to do. You could twist it, you could make little balls, it's completely up to you. You can make them bigger, smaller, completely up to you. The next procedure is to actually fry these. I've got some oil heating on the stove. Got some oil heating on the stove. And this is it. Just ensure that you pinch the bottom bits. If it looks a little bit untidy, just cut off that bit. Once again, this tool is very helpful. Cut them off. You want them to look all uniform, nice and neat. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and use a 5th one. Plait this as though you're plaiting your little girl's hair. Or you could simply just twist it, completely up to you. You could also just make little round balls. There we go. 1, 2, 3. I always just take the top ends. I'm not a good platter, but that's it, guys. So this is the other piece of dough. I'm simply going to do the same 1, 2, and the 3rd one I take it all the way up, and then it separates 1, 2, and the 3rd piece I take it all the way up. Once again, 1, 2, all the way up, 1, 2, all the way up, 1, 2, all the way up, and that's it. And all of these are going to become little twisted donuts. You could also just take a circular cutter, cut it out and make little round ones, no problem. I always just ensure that I pinch the bottoms so they don't pop open on me, and if they do, that's fine, it's homemade. So next I'm going to show you how to fry these. Guys, I'm back in the kitchen and I'm simply going to show you how to fry these. So you can see these are the little twisted donuts, and these are my banana fritters. I've just left some flour on the plate. So I'm literally going to pinch this again, put that in, and you will see how quickly this happens, really very quickly. And I am in the meantime also going to prepare a simple syrup. 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, stick cinnamon, a little bit of rose water, maybe a bit of vanilla, and that's it. And the minute that sugary syrup becomes nice and glossy, I am going to dunk these in there. As quick and as easy and as simple as that. I've also obviously got some kitchen paper on this side. So remember, always just do this in vegetable oil, and you can play around with the temperature. If you see it gets too hot too quickly, just turn it down a bit. But this is exactly what I want. And then always when I'm making the two together, I will always fry the little twisted donuts first, because I don't want to get the banana flavor into the twisted donut, our Twisted Sisters. And that's it. You can see how lovely they swell out, because remember, this is made with self-raising flour, and really very easy. So I'm simply just going to keep turning them until they are lovely and golden, and then the banana fritters goes in at the same time. Same pan, same oil. These are so yummy. And this is 2 cups of flour, guys, and look at all the desserts that we got out of it. 2 cups of flour, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, and some milk. That's it. And you can use this little dough to make so many things. If you had made a bigger batch, you could have also just got maybe half a dozen of scones out of it. I also like to use this for a savory scone, which means I will take the dough and I will mix some herbs and some cheddar cheese into it. You can totally do that as well. Cut it into squares or rounds, brush it with egg wash it on top, maybe a little bit of extra cheese, and then you've got it. A savory scone. I like to put dough or spinach and cheddar, parmesan, feta in the dough, and that makes for a lovely treat as well. That is how easy it is. Guys, I'm back in the kitchen and I want to show you. I am going to simply take the little twisted sisters or donuts and place them in my simple syrup. You can see this is what I'm doing. They're simply being dunked in this little simple syrup. And then I am also going to put the last of the banana fritters exactly the way I fried the little donuts. It's going to go into the pan. I've already done those. You can have a look. And then I'm simply going to take these out. These are done. These are absolutely delicious. If you think that the syrup is becoming too thick, just add a tiny pinch of water. It's more than enough. Those are the little twisted sisters. Let's put this on again. Yeah, let's put that on again. And then these are ready to go in. The banana will go in after that. Really quick. You can see it's so easy. Just keep your eyes peeled on that one. Keep your eyes peeled on that one so that it doesn't burn. You're simply going to turn it around. There we go, like that. And then those are almost done. In the next few seconds, those will be done. It's going to go into the little strainer there. We're going to use a different little gadget to pick up the banana ones. I'm already going to put the heat off in that one. These are done. And then simply, these are going to come out. I'm going to drain the oil. I switched off the oil. And we are going to put the last of the banana fritters in. Once again, these 4 are going to go in here. Remember, it's 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water. I have given you the recipe. If it's too thick, just a tiny drop. Tiny, tiny drop. And I am simply going to dunk it around. This is absolutely delicious, guys. So remember, you can serve this with some ice cream. Once again, I'm going to show you. They're simply going into the pan like that. Simply going into the pan like that. And I'm going to take them, put them on my plate. And I am just going to shake off the excess sugar. Remember, I've still got a few that's lying here. We can't miss those. So 2 cups of flour, guys, and look at all this dessert that we got out of it. Really simple, really very easy. I'm actually going to so I'm switching that off and we are done. You can see these are absolutely yummy. delicious. Such a nice snack. And remember I said you could also put apple in you. So that is our banana fritter, and it is also the twisted sister. And this is another view of the little twisted sister and the banana fritter.